joined by a wonderful lady here from UN Habitat. She's called Chiara, Chiara Martinuzzi.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh! Yeah, we're making friends, as you can see, and thank you so much for taking the time, the few minutes that you're going to be here talking to us about what we're doing here today and how we're marking World Environment Day. But thank you so much. Before we start this conversation, please give a better introduction of yourself and how you found yourself here today.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for asking me to have a word with you.
Yeah.
My name is Chiara, as you said. I work for UN Habitat and I'm working since like 2 years already in a program called the Global Public Space Program, which is a program that is dealing with the public spaces in countries all over the world. Actually,
Yeah.
here in Nairobi we have the HQ.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm here because I really support what these guys are doing, and we are lately trying to follow up what they are doing and their activities in the space. Like, as you know, like Kamukunji ground used to be a dump site,
Yeah.
and now has become like this incredible public space attracting so many nice people. And yeah, we're just trying to see what what are the next step of this journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as UN Habitat, how do you fit into this conversation that we're having today about restoring public spaces, restoring our ecosystem?
Yeah, well, I mean, finally, environment and public spaces and public space development is really connected. Like, finally, especially along the river, there are like a lot of public spaces that have great potential.
Yeah.
Especially here in Nairobi, there are so many like spaces, like even pocket spaces that could have like a great impact in the society and the community. But most of the time are polluted because of the garbage or the erosion of the river creates a lot of uncomfortable for like the actual use of the space.
Yeah.
So yeah, my program in general is trying to support this initiative to, let's say, make sure that these public spaces are actually used and safe and healthy for the community, using also a participatory approach. So try to engage the community in actually making the space better for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the initial phases of your participation in this project.
Yes, I mean, we're really like a listener. We're an observer, like trying to listening and see what these guys are doing and perhaps giving them some tips. And hopefully this will become one of the starting like catalytic project of a larger program, which is the Nairobi River Initiative.
Yeah.
Nairobi River Regeneration Initiative, but we'll see. It's just the beginning first. Yeah, beginning phases. Yeah.
Okay. And for generally as UN Habitat, how important is World Environment Day, and what does it mean to you guys?
I mean, it's really important. And we as UN Habitat, we are the agency for human settlements.
Yeah.
But finally, human settlements and environment are so connected, right? Because there's no city without an environment in it.
That's true.
So yeah, I think it's really important for us to keep an eye on the conservation of the environment while also supporting sustainable urbanization. So yeah, it's two things that goes together all the time.
When we were talking, you mentioned that you're an urban planner and an architect. And what do you think so far of what you are seeing in how this park has been restored?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love it. I would come here by myself just to have a walk around because it's impressive how they use like the resources that were already on the ground to actually change the face of this space in such a beautiful and lively spot. Like you can see also the idea of using recycled materials and trying just to keep it clean and maintained is amazing. But what I like the most, I think, of this space is the governance model that they have built. So literally the citizens of this area, the community in itself comes and dirty their shoes to make this space beautiful and safer for children and girls and the overall community.
That's true, that's right. And as an architect, what do you feel like your industry, your profession, how do you feel that we can chime into this conversation, and how do we speak up for the environment as we plan and also come up with buildings that are eco-friendly?
Yeah, this is quite an interesting question.
It's
Yes.
your profession, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
like architecture sometimes is very contradictive and becomes conflictual, right? At a
that's
certain
true.
point,
Yeah.
it's like you build a place, you build a building that that destroy also maybe an environment, a community, like a network within the society. So it's a bit tricky. But I think what is important is that architecture needs to speak with the community, and architecture needs to serve the community and the needs of the citizens first, as any other private sector that is involved in the process. So that's, I think, if like one point of view that I really side with. It's really like making architecture for people and with people. So that's really important, I think.
All right. Making architecture for people and with people.
Yeah.
In mind, yeah?
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chiara.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you so
It's been
much.
a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Okay.